The following is a presentation of the Pixels and Piledrivers podcast network. And welcome back inside the CKDJ studios right here for Pixels and Piledrivers on CKDJ 107.9 Ottawa's new music. Of course, I am your host, Colin the Music Man, and this weekend is a jam-packed weekend for wrestling fans. We've got AEW's Fight for the Fallen taking place on Saturday, followed on Sunday by WWE's Extreme Rules. But before we get to our previews for those shows, and to part 2 of our good pal Lewis Carlin's interview with the remix of professional wrestling, Mr. Kevin Bennett, I'd like to let you guys know about the new video game segment, shall we say. So each week on this radio show that you're hearing across your radio waves right now, I'm going to be doing a bit of a retro game profile. That is to be starting next week, and as you heard with the intro song, that video game profile will be none other than the Nintendo classic Donkey Kong Country. But without further ado, let's take a dive straight in to Fight for the Fallen. This upcoming Saturday, July 13th, live from Daly's Place Amphitheater in Jacksonville, Florida, AEW present Fight for the Fallen. This is going to be the third event promoted under the AEW banner. AEW has stated that all of the event's proceeds will be donated to victims of gun violence. Let's take a look at the card and discuss some potential ramifications that the outcomes of this match could have. First up, we've got the CBO, the Chief Brandy Officer, Miss Brandy Rhodes, taking on the Demon Bunny, Allie. Allie, of course, former 2-time Impact Knockouts champion. Fans might know her up in Canada. She's also competed for Great Canadian Wrestling, NCW Femme Fatale, Shimmer Women Athletes Shine Wrestling, WSU, and the list goes on. However, this match specifically remains interesting to me, as on June 19th, in a web video, Brandy Rhodes announced that on August 31st, the AEW Women's World Championship will be unveiled, of course, at All Out. However, she did not reveal any details of when or how the first champion would be determined. This could be potentially a championship match here down the line. As much as I love Cody, don't get me wrong, I love Cody, I'm going to have to go with Allie on this one. Next up in another singles match, we've got Kenny Omega taking on the leader of Strong Hearts, Shima. Shima is especially impressive. I mean, before AEW announced their partnership with Oriental Wrestling Entertainment, I had not heard of him, and I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in that respect. Shima has taken the US wrestling scene by storm with amazing performances both at Double or Nothing and Fyter Fest. But he's going up against arguably the best wrestler in the world right now in Kenny Omega. So for that reason, I am going to say Kenny Omega gets the win over Shima. And next up, we've got a match that was made while at the same time tearing at all of our heartstrings back at Double or Nothing. We've got Cody and Dustin Rhodes taking on the Young Bucks. One could argue that this is a generation versus generation match, what with Dustin Rhodes' experience in the mid to late 90s, mixed with his younger brother Cody's experience now. Cody Rhodes got an old school mindset, let's say. And them taking on the Young Bucks, them being Cody and Dustin, this is a real clash of styles here. We've got the Young Bucks, who are sort of high-flying spot monkey super kick people, taking on Cody and Dustin Rhodes, who are arguably the sons of one of the most famous wrestlers in the world, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. This one is really up in the air for me, though. If you're asking me right now, I would have to say Cody and Dustin get the win. Speaking of Spot Monkey, we've got Adam Page taking on Kip Sabian. Now, the Spot Monkey, of course, Kip Sabian, taking on Hangman Adam Page. Now, unlike All In, we are not going to see any druids take to the ring to distract Adam Page. So for this reason, Adam Page will get the win. Up next, in a 6-man tag team match taking place on the pre-show, we've got Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin, and Joey Janela versus MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Shawn Spears. If I were to give either of these tag teams names, it'd be the Unholy Trinity taking on the Pretty Boy Alliance. I'm going to leave it up to you. You should be able to figure out which tag team is which. Let's face it, anytime you put Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin, and Joey Janela on a 3-man tag team, you are guaranteed a barn burner. Joey Janela coming off his amazing performance against Jon Moxley, although he did lose in exactly 20 minutes. That match was most likely match of the night for me at Fyter Fest. All that to say, though, honestly, I could see the Pretty Boy Alliance in MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Shawn Spears getting the win over the Unholy Trinity. And last but not least of the matches announced for Fight for the Fallen, we've got SoCal Uncensored, this time consisting of Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, taking on the Lucha Brothers. I mentioned earlier when I was talking about Brandy versus Allie, that this could be a future Women's World Championship match. This match here, SoCal Uncensored versus Lucha Brothers, it is highly likely that we are going to see these two teams face each other for the AEW Tag Team Championships down the line. The outcome of this match all depends on how much Christopher Daniels gets involved. If Christopher Daniels does not get involved, then the Lucha Brothers have it in the bag. But we've all seen over the course of Christopher Daniels' 20-plus year career how he can interfere in matches and make them more interesting, shall we say. So I am giving this to SoCal Uncensored. Now, I'll be the first to admit, during my time off or my time away from podcasting, I haven't exactly been paying closer attention to what's going on in the WWE. I barely watched any of the TV. The last show that I watched would have been Super Showdown in Jeddah. So I'm basically going in blind here with these Extreme Rules predictions. First match listed, presumed to be the main event on the card, has Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch facing off against Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans in a last chance winners take all mixed tag team Extreme Rules match for both the WWE Universal and Raw Women's Championships. I'm pretty sure that that is the longest wrestling match name in history. If you guys have heard a longer match name, please tweet at me at AlliancePWN_TMM. Lacey Evans versus Becky Lynch would have been fine as a Raw Women's Championship match by itself, but no. Now they've got to add Baron Corbin versus Seth Rollins to the mix. And don't get me wrong, I am happy that Seth Rollins finally beat Lesnar to take the Universal Championship. But at the same time, why is Baron Corbin still in a main event picture in 2019? If Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans win, I am done with WWE. So for that reason, I am going to pick Rollins and Lynch. And while we're at it with people that are still wrestling, even though they shouldn't in 2019, we've got The Undertaker and Roman Reigns facing off against Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre in a no-holds-barred tag team match. I said it with Baron Corbin, I'll say it again. Why the is The Undertaker still wrestling in 2019? The guy hasn't been good since he lost his streak to CM Punk. And even then, that's a stretch. But yeah, sure, put him with Roman Reigns. And then have them face off against Shane McMahon. They are misusing Drew McIntyre so much in 2019, it is pissing me off. I mean, Roman Reigns has gotten better. It pains me to say, but I think The Undertaker and Roman Reigns are going to get the win. I hope they do over Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. All right, now that I have got my frustrations out of the way, we've got an amazing wrestling card here. We've got Kofi Kingston versus Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship. I'm going to go with Joe on this one myself. We've got Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross in a 2-on-1 handicap match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm not reading anywhere that it says that Nikki Cross can win the belt, but who the hell knows? It's Vince effing McMahon. He can do what he wants. Or sorry, I should say Eric Bischoff. He's the creative director of SmackDown these days. Either way, I hope that Bayley keeps her championship. So I'm going to go with Bayley on this one. Drew Gulak versus Tony Nese in a singles match for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. I've been a fan of Drew Gulak forever. I'm going to stick with Drew Gulak. And next, we finally got a good match that I'm actually excited for. We've got Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus The New Day versus Heavy Machinery for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. I don't know who books this match, but if they are listening, listen to me. Please put Heavy Machinery over. Heavy Machinery are my prediction to win. And finally, we've got Aleister Black's debut match taking on the Swiss cyborg Cesaro in a singles match, which is sure to be the best technical wrestling match of the night. I'm going to go with... they could build up a rivalry with Black and Cesaro, who knows? I'm going to go with Cesaro on this one. As much as I love Aleister Black, he is one of my favorite wrestlers in the WWE right now. I'm going to go with Cesaro on this one. Ricochet versus AJ Styles. Ricochet is the current U.S. champion, and this match is for the U.S. championship. This one's really up in the air. I mean, AJ Styles has kind of had his run with the United States Championship. Personally, I wouldn't be surprised if he jumps ship over to AEW in the next year or two. So for this reason, I'm going to stick with Ricochet as my prediction. And we're back to the bullshit. Once again, we've got Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley in a last man standing match. I gotta keep myself composed. I have to keep myself composed. I'm gonna go with Braun Strowman on this one. Just because Bobby Lashley should not be wrestling in the WWE right now. At this point, they might as well make Baron Corbin and Bobby Lashley a tag team, call them Social Outcasts 2.0. Or sorry, no, it's going to be the Social Outcast Experience. And in the last match on the card, right before we cut to our first commercial break, we've got the Revival versus the Usos for the Raw Tag Team Championship. I'm indifferent to this one, really. I love seeing the Revival finally with the Tag Team Championship gold, and now they're playing it off as if they are sort of the rich boy, the standard rich boy gimmick the WWE like to run. The Usos are well overdue for a Raw Tag Team Championship run. The last time they held tag belts on the red brand was when the tag belts were both for the red brand and the blue brand. They defeated Damian Mizdow and The Miz on an episode of Raw back in 2014. That was the last time they held the tag belts on the red brand. So for this reason, I am going to go with the Usos. All right, coming up after the commercial break, we've got part 2 of our interview with Kevin Bennett. All right, coming up after the commercial break, we've got part 2 of Lewis Carlin's Alliance Pro Wrestling interview with the remix of pro wrestling and current Smash Wrestling champion, the one and only Kevin Bennett. Stay tuned right here for Pixels and Piledrivers on CKDJ 107.9.
Hey everybody, Lewis here from the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network.
No, it is. I didn't realize, you're on YouTube, and some of the songs have like 19, 20,000 shares on them. I think that was the Pokemon rap song had all those shares and like almost 6,000 comments. So your music's getting out there, and it's really, really good stuff, man. So where did the inspiration come from to get into the music business as well?
Honestly, I would like to say that the theme music in pro wrestling really inspired me a lot.
Okay.
But also my older brother, he had a bunch of friends that were into making music and rap. They had like a rap group and whatnot, and they were actually recording the songs themselves and everything. This is when I was like 7 years old.
Okay.
So like I think that it's incredible. So I wanted to do it myself. Like I said, I'm a creator. I love original work. I love just art. So I really thought that was something that I wanted to do at a young age, and I wanted to make songs. I loved music. Like I said, I loved the theme music in pro wrestling, and I just got into it. I kept doing it. I got pretty good at it, and I would like to say that it's another career of mine. I've made money in music. I've done shows. I've opened up for major artists.
Wow.
It's been a fun ride, and I'm really trying to take music a little bit more seriously nowadays as well.
So when's the first album coming out?
Well, I got a mixtape coming out this summer.
Okay.
It's taken a little while just because I'm just a busy guy, but it will come out. About 15 tracks I'll have on it. So.
All right, cool, man.
It'll be cool, man. It'll be a good one.
All right, I'm looking forward to that, man. And like with the music and wrestling and your family, man, you said you have a daughter, if I'm not mistaken. Like, how do you juggle all that? How do you juggle the wrestling, the music, and being a family man? It can't be easy, man.
It's not easy at all. Yeah, and it's actually it can be overwhelming at times. It's because it's like you're playing 3 different people, and it's got its ups and downs, but things are great for the most part. My life there's never a dull moment. I'm always busy. I'm always looking forward to something. I'm not just sitting around. There's always something happening in my life, whether it be a new music opportunity or another wrestling booking, going somewhere new, or my daughter saying a new word or something. Sure. What I'm saying? Like, it's always, it just keeps going. It's really, I like being Kevin Bennett.
All right, cool, man. And how old is your daughter now, if I may ask?
She's 9 months old right now.
9 months. Wow. They grow fast. So really just cherish these moments, man, because my daughter, before I knew it, she turned 16. And everything is, she's talking back to me and everything right now. So just cherish everything right now, man.
For sure. Definitely, man.
So let's get back to one more question with the music. If you had to choose between wrestling and music, would you be able to?
That's the thing, man. It's like, it's a really hard question, because like I hate sounding not fully invested into one thing, but I feel like there's no separation. I can't leave wrestling. I can't leave music. It's just entertainment. It's like they're both one thing to me. I don't know. It's like I see them both the same way.
Okay.
I don't know. It's really hard to explain, man. I guess like if I really had to give you an answer on like what I would pick, it would be what opportunity comes to me first.
Sure.
with as far as like a future and providing for my family or something. Like if it was an ultimatum, say like 50 Cent comes out of the woodwork and is like, "Hey brother, here's $2 million to do this show over your next Smash Wrestling booking or something." What I'm saying? Like, obviously I'm going to go with, whatever is going to help me in my future, help me provide for my family, things like that. Because they're not just hobbies now. I look at what I love now as like an opportunity, to provide for my family and life.
All right, man. All right.
So it's a hard question, but I'm just being realistic about it at this point.
No, I understand him. I understand, man. Because you said 50 Cent gave you a $2 million contract, but then on the flip side, what if right after that Cody Rhodes gave you a $1.5 million contract to join AEW? Then either way you
exactly, man. Like,
either way you make a good living.
That's
so
the hard thing, though.
Yeah.
I guess it's all circumstance, man. But either way, I can't. My heart will never leave wrestling. My heart will never leave music. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like,
no, sure, no.
Because that's just who I am. Like that's what made me who I am. Pro wrestling has helped me in music. Music has helped me in wrestling. So they both go hand in hand.
All right, cool, man. I definitely understand, man. I definitely understand. It would be a tough choice. I personally, I would want you to choose Cody Rhodes' contract, but you do what's best for Kevin Bennett. But let's,
yeah, of course. I mean, that's a dream come true, Yeah.
So,
I mean, obviously, I want to live my dreams out as well.
Yeah, so let's talk about Mike Bailey for a second, because he's now the #1 contender. He won the Northern Tournament, and you had a match with him recently, which was a terrific match. Unfortunately, you were on the losing end of that match. First question is, I've always wanted to ask somebody that actually has taken this move. When he does the backflip with the knees, is he landing on you full force, or is he able to protect you a little bit? Because it looks like he comes down really hard with those knees.
Yeah, he's coming down on you hard, man.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks.
I can imagine,
it hurts.
man. Yeah, it looks like
it's
it hurts
not
like
fun,
hell,
man. Don't take it. Don't ever take that damn move.
I think you took 2 of them during the match, actually. No, it's
I did. Well, actually 3, because he did the one off the second onto my back. So
oh yeah.
Technically 3, backflip knees. It sucked.
Well, he's the #1 contender now, so he's going to get another shot, and you probably will have to experience those knees again. But do you know, is he getting a shot anytime soon? And what do you expect to happen during that match?
I'm not too sure when he's going to get it. I mean, as far as the outcome goes, I mean, he's a badass. His kicks really hurt. His knees really hurt. The guy's the real deal. But as far as the outcome goes, he's not going to beat me. There's no chance in hell. I've come a long way for it. There's no way they can take it off me now. There's no way. No, sir.
Okay, no, I'm with you 100%, man. You're not losing the title to Mike Bailey, man. So you were a terrific heel with Smash. Do you prefer being a heel, or do you prefer being a face?
I feel like I'm myself when I'm the remix Kevin Bennett.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, I'm really a humble guy. I'm really a soft-spoken guy. I'm a very respectful guy. It's just that I can just let loose when I'm in front of a crowd like that, especially if everybody's giving me the middle finger and, telling me what I do sucks. Oh, okay. Then if you want to express your feelings to me, I'll express mine. I'll, turn up the volume, amp it up a little bit, act like a prick, like you all hate, and do a damn good job at it. Because it is me, but it's not at the same time. Because I'm not really an egotistical douchebag, but I can come off as one. And there's a lot of people, like even Daniel Garcia or Kevin Blackwood, like before they knew who the real Kevin Bennett was, they actually thought that I was a real life douchebag, which kind of sucks,
Okay.
But that's not really me. But I do enjoy, playing that amped up version of Kevin Bennett.
There's a Bennett chance, because when I was at the show, the Triple Threat, with you, Tarek, and forget his name, Shigehiro Irie. I hope I pronounced that right. But I was watching that, and they were saying the crowd was "F you Bennett." There was a small "Let's go Bennett" chant. But does it bother you to hear "F you Bennett" during the show?
To be honest with you, it did at first. It did, because I was always the hometown, babyface back in Buffalo. I never experienced what it was like to be, the super heel, or just disliked.
Okay.
So when I first came into Smash Wrestling, it was kind of like, this is very different. Like, and I understood it as time went on, and I started to accept it, and now I love it. I absolutely love it. And if there are people that I really piss off, that really hate me, down to my bones, then man, it makes me feel so freaking good.
Yeah.
It's like drugs, man. It feels great. I love smiling at people when, they're foaming at the mouth because how pissed off.
Whatever you're doing is working. Personally, I was one of the guys yelling "Let's go Bennett" during that match. Just so we both know that I was chanting "Let's go Bennett" because I'm a Kevin Bennett guy. I was hoping you would have won the title.
We need supporters too, man.
I'm sorry.
We need supporters too. We can't have everybody hating on Kevin Bennett.
Yeah, I was kind of, because I was in the crowd for that Triple Threat, so I was kind of hoping you were going to win that title during that match. But unfortunately, you didn't. Tarek took the loss. No, Tarek took he won the match there. Sorry, and but you got the title a month later. It's okay. I wish I was in the crowd for that. I wasn't there. I'll watch it when it comes on TV. But let's talk about the WWE for a second, because I know it happened about a year ago, and I've wanted to ask you about it. You were on SmackDown as the local competitor against Andrade Almas. How did that appearance come about, and what was it like being in front of the WWE crowd?
It was a really cool experience looking back on it. I got it because I had a tryout match for them that day. I wrestled somebody in front of, like Dean Malenko and a couple other guys. And they thought that I was whatever I may have done, whatever I've done to impress them. They decided to pick me, and they said, okay, well, you're wrestling Andrade tonight. We choose you out of, however many other guys were there. And I was like, wow, this is really happening, but it's like, it's really weird. Like when you're there, it's not like, oh, I'm here at the WWE. Like when they threw me in the ring and the bell rang and everything, I didn't feel like I was on SmackDown. I felt like I was just doing my job like usual. I felt like I was literally at another indie booking. Like that's how it felt.
Okay.
The only difference was, I got stomped out in like, a minute and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like it was after the fact where it was like, holy shit, I wrestled in front of millions of people just now. I wasn't thinking that though at the time. I was just ready to go. Like I'm just doing what I'm made to do.
All right, so what's the ultimate goal? I know we spoke about AEW, wrestling in another country. We just spoke about the WWE. What's the ultimate goal in professional wrestling for you, dude? Where would you like to end up ultimately?
I want to get a contract. I really want to be signed. There's a lot of friends of mine, over the years that I've met in wrestling, that have gotten these awesome opportunities and stuff. It's like I want to feel how those people feel. You know what I mean? Like, I want to experience it for myself. Like, I know a lot of people that have these cool contracts and stuff. I want to be able to know what that's like, just to say like, hey, I signed on that line. I'm hashtag signed talent.
Okay.
I'm on TV. Like, it's a bucket list thing, man. Like, I don't want like a crap contract. I want like a major pro wrestling contract.
Sure.
It needs to be like, I want to make a living off of it as well. Like, that's pretty much what I'm trying to get at as far as contract goes.
Okay. All right. So, thoughts on AEW? Do you think the WWE has anything to worry about right now, or what's?
Yeah. I mean, it's competition.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna speak terribly on either product or anything.
Sure.
I think it's competition, and you never know who's gonna come up out of nowhere and bite you in the ass. You got to stay on your toes and really keep your product fresh and. Like, you have to worry about competition. It doesn't matter if you're the biggest company in the world. There's going to be somebody else coming up behind you.
Of course, absolutely, man. So 2 more questions, and then we'll wrap this up. Who have been some of your favorite opponents, and do you have any dream matches? I'm kind of thinking the dream match would probably be Jeff Hardy, because you mentioned he was your favorite wrestler. But I'll let you answer the question.
Yeah, we'll go with Jeff Hardy, man. Yeah, that's a dream match for sure. Let's see. As far as my favorite matches, trying to think. These ones are always hard on the spot. I
know you've been in the ring with RJ City a lot. How is RJ City? I know he's been on the show a few times. Very, very funny guy. How is he? I know he's good in the ring, but how are those matches with RJ City?
Oh, he's great. He's real smooth. He knows what he's doing. Really, really good talent, especially on the microphone. Like, that guy is. Yeah, he's great. Legit. I mean, I love being in the ring with Pepper. I think Pepper is great. I mean, maybe that's just my biased opinion because he helped train me. But it's just, he's so smooth, he's so crisp. And like, I'll even, shout out to like, Daniel Garcia and Blackwood and stuff, and Anthony Gaines. Like, those are all my boys. They're legitimate talents though. Like, they're so good and so crisp. It's just like, you just know things click. Those are just some of my better matches, just the ones that feel right, especially because I know those guys and I know they'll take care of me. They'll know I'll take care of them. But there's a lot of guys I've had chemistry with, it's hard to think of, like my best opponent of all time or like my greatest match of all time.
Well, one match that I absolutely loved was C4 against Stu Grayson. I thought that was an absolutely phenomenal match, man. Oh,
he's great too, man. Yeah, he's another one. Yeah, Stu is solid. You feel his strikes, man. You feel everything he gives you. It's 110%. He really makes you want to step it up a notch. So those matches are great too.
Yeah, and last question, then I'll let you plug whatever you want, and then we'll wrap it up. There's a lot of promotions right now in Ontario. C4, I know you've been with C4. Seaway Valley Wrestling, they're out now in Cornwall. Are there any promotions? I know we spoke about going in other countries, but are there any promotions right now in Canada that you haven't wrestled for? Maybe out in the Maritimes, or maybe in BC that you'd like to be involved with?
I mean, there's a lot of good places right now. I guess I really won't name drop. Just
Okay, fair enough.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot, and there's a lot of competition as well too. But there's a lot of places that I would definitely like to get my feet wet.
Okay.
I don't know, man. There's a bunch of good places in Canada. Canada wrestling is different. Like the first time I ever come to Canada, I went to an independent wrestling show. Like the crowds were different. The wrestling style was different. It was an experience, man. So it's like, there's a lot of good talent, a lot of good promotions. Yeah, I mean, like I told you before, I'd like to be everywhere.
All right, man. Awesome, man. Well, I know you have the Dresden show coming up, Smash Wrestling. Actually, I'm gonna be at that show, so I'm looking forward to that. I know the Kevin Bennett experience against the Pillars, great main event there. But I know you got a big match coming up tomorrow. Unfortunately, this podcast will probably air after the match with Pillman Jr., but I know you have that big match coming up tomorrow. And but is there anything else, anything you want to plug? Feel free to plug anything you want, man.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Usually my handle is just the Kevin Bennett. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of Kevin Bennetts in the world, but there's only one that matters, and that's me. Besides my father, because his name's Kevin Bennett too.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, man, my mixtape's coming out. Just keep up with my YouTube and whatnot. I got a lot of stuff coming out, a lot of big projects and music. Yeah, I'm ready to go, man. It's never gonna get dull in the life of Kevin Bennett.
All right, man, dude. I want to thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Like I said, I'm a big fan. I really feel that you're going to hold that Smash Wrestling title for a very, very long time. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck. You are going to be in a major promotion really soon. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck in the future in wrestling and in music, man.
Oh, thank you so much, dude. It really means a lot, man. Thanks for the support, dude.
I appreciate it, man. And I hope I get to see you at the Dresden show. I'd love to, meet you for the second time, and this time you could put a face to the podcast, and maybe even get a picture with you, man. I like I said, I'm a big fan, and
of course.
Okay, cool, man. Well, I'm going to hold you to that, man. Then on Dresden, I'm going to be looking for you in Dresden for that picture, man.
All right,
man. Well, thanks a lot, man. Thanks again for joining me today.
Right.
Well, this has been the Alliance Pro Wrestling Interview. I'm your host, Louis Carlin. I want to thank my guest today, the remix of professional wrestling, the Smash Wrestling champion, Kevin Bennett. And until next time, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Pixels and Piledrivers. Make sure to check us out at 8-Bit Wrestling. That is 8, the number 8, BITRASSLIN.ca. You can find all of our interviews, all of our episodes there, as well as the latest interviews from the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network and the latest episodes from Josh and TJ over at the Y Fighters. Thank you guys for listening, and have a good one.